Stop it. Stop. 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 Stop.
Sensors show no unusual subspace activity.
All right. Switching to the secondary bandwidth.
Captain, there is an energy fluctuation directly ahead of us. It is the subspace distortion.
Take us in, Ensign. 1/2 impulse.
Power levels are down to 67%.
Compensating with auxiliary power.
Skeleton crew on board the ship.
Who'll be in command of the engine?
Any last orders?
If the Borg should return, come wait for me or anyone else to return to the ship.
You find emotion. You will not resist what you've wanted all your life.
If the Borg should attack, don't wait for me or anyone else to return to the ship. Take the Enterprise to the transport conduit. Return to Federation space.
And together, we will destroy the Federation.
And now the conclusion.
What do you think of my followers, Picard? Impressive, aren't they?
I'm not particularly impressed. What you've done is teach them the joy of killing.
You were wrong, Captain. My brother and I was you and your friends. All I did was clean up the mess you made when that Borg you befriended returned to his ship. You interfaced with the others and transferred his sense of individuality to them. It nearly destroyed them.
Do you remember when you was on board the Enterprise? Do you remember what you were like then?
That doesn't matter.
It matters to me. Know what has happened later.
What's important is what I've done here. Now I found my calling. I know now why I was created. No one can ever take that away from me. Without me, they would have perished. When I stumbled on their ship, they were lost, disoriented. They had no idea how it functions.
Brought back to life using some of small towns and cured an legend and a woman on the space.
Kill me, man, kill me, kill me, kill me! Kill me!
Offered up an exchange.
What are you going to do?
Give me one good reason why I shouldn't.
Paul cannot be trusted.
Well, work with me. Give me something. See what I can do.
I can tell you a planet where there's a device created by the ancients.
What's it do?
You do not know. Never could discover the secrets. Perhaps you can.
I knew it wasn't easy for you. But had I known what it was really like, I would have tried to be less pain in the ass.
Receiving SG3's IUC, sir.
Open it.
Yes, sir.
Missed.
Good night, sir.
Good night, Siler.
Unscheduled onboard activation.
Is SG-1's identification code? Sir,
We have audio contact, sir. It's Colonel Carter.
And don the clothes. I have 4.
Sir, quickly, I wanted to talk to you about something else. I was reading Dr. Lee's report about the tainted ZPM. I think he may have underestimated the explosive potential. It could have actually destroyed the entire solar system.
What's the difference?
Well, my point is, if we figured it out, so could Ball. We could use it as a weapon against us.
All true, Carter. Which is exactly why I didn't give Camulus the tainted.
Sir?
I gave him the dead one. It's worthless, right?
Ball's been doing investigating.
Civilian audit.
Of the SGC?
My friend. Thank you.
Three. Yes, yes.
Okay, I'm trusting you and I'm putting everything.
All being 20 is 20. All being
Well,
good.
then you know the president wanted to make sure
No.
you sent it in
All
before he
20.
fully endorsed you as the leader of this group.
Okay.
I trust in you. I lost all my
I want you to know
I
how
lost
much
200
respect
scrap.
I have for
I trust
what you do.
Free.
No, tree.
Previously, on Stargate SG-1.
Who are you people?
We are.
I know who you are. I just don't understand why.
Because I love you.
Trapped like this forever.
the test flights were successful. The new Asgard hyperdrive is ready to go.
And when are they leaving?
We're stocking the ship and picking the crew right now. You really want to go, don't you?
It's Atlantis. It's everything I've been working for 7.5 years.
I know what you mean. Unfortunately, I think General O'Neill has other ideas.
Let me guess, he says he needs you here.
His exact words were over my dead body. But I was actually one of the experts on the ancients.
You got there.
Enter! Enter!
Worf, they're going to be here any minute.
I'm having problems.
The species contact. I'm sure, but I have decided I want this Lieutenant Worf.
Well, that will be just fine. Mr. Worf?
Yes. Yes, Ambassador, it would be my pleasure
Yes, yes, enough of that. Show me to my quarters.
They're packed with information. Every one of them has a rich behavioral repertoire to ensure its own survival. But the grandest creatures on the planet, the intelligent and graceful masters of the deep ocean, are the great whales. They're the largest animals ever to evolve, larger by What might whales or dolphins have to talk with frequencies as low as 20 hertz? The American biologist Roger Payne has calculated that there's a deep sound channel in the ocean at these frequencies through which two whales could communicate with each other essentially anywhere in the world. One whale might be off the Ross ice shelf in Antarctica and communicate with another whale in the Aleutians in Alaska. For most of their history, the whales seem to have established a global communications network. What two whales might have to say to each other, separated by 15,000 kilometers, I haven't the foggiest idea. But maybe it's a love song cast into the vastness of the deep. To survive, a whale must know how to do things. This knowledge is stored in two principal ways: in the whale's genes and in their very large brains. We can think of their genes and brains as something like libraries inside their bodies. The information in the DNA. We see here the set of instructions in human DNA, written in a language billions of years older than any human tongue. Each colored cluster of atoms is a letter in the genetic alphabet, the language of life. And there are billions of letters, many billions of bits of information. A bacterium uses roughly 1 million bits of information, about 100 printed pages. Bacteria have a lot more to do than viruses, because they're not thoroughgoing parasites. Bacteria have to make a living. What about a free-swimming, one-celled amoeba? These creatures are also microscopic, but in the realm of one-celled animals, they are
how to recognize
giants.
patterns, how to reproduce, how to digest an apple. If written out in the language of chemistry, what would the instructions for digesting the sugar in an apple look like? Well, let's see. Amino acid synthesis, polypeptide chains, transfer RNA, genetic code, enzyme expression, enzyme phosphorylation, we're getting warm, hexose monophosphate shunt, citric acid cycle, here we are, anaerobic glycolysis. Now, eating an apple may seem like a very simple thing, but it's not. In fact, if I consciously had to remember and direct all the chemical steps required to get energy out of food, I'd probably starve to death. And yet, even a bacterium can do anaerobic glycolysis. That's why apples rot. It's lunchtime for the bacteria. They and we and all the creatures in between social hierarchy, similar genetic instructions some hundreds of millions of years ago in our reptilian ancestors. So deep inside our brain is something rather like the brain of a crocodile. Care for the young. And then finally, on the outside of the brain, living in a kind of uneasy truce with the more primitive brains beneath, is the cerebral cortex, evolved millions of years ago in ancestors who were primates.
Stop trading, man. Please, I want to trade with this guy. Please stop
Wait,
trading, man.
can I trade?
This is the point of embarkation for all our cosmic journeys, the cerebral cortex, where matter is transformed into consciousness. It's here that we have ideas and inspirations, here that we read and write, here that we do mathematics and music. The cortex regulates our conscious lives. It is the distinction of our species, the seat of our humanity. Art and science live here. Civilization is a product of the cerebral cortex.
Behind the forehead are the frontal lobes of the cerebral cortex. They may be the places where we anticipate events, where we figure out the future.
Please hit
But if we can
5.
foresee an unpleasant future, we can take steps to avoid it.
Oh,
Down
it ain't hitting
here,
5.
Frontal lobes, maybe the means of ensuring
Please at least 3.
survival.
Thank God.
If we have the wisdom to pay attention.
What? I'm fucked. I'm fucked.
Inside the cerebral cortex is the
That is clearly on 3 as well,
structure of
dude. You
thought.
did not
The
deserve
language
that.
of the brain is not the DNA language of the genes. What we know is encoded in cells called neurons, tiny switching elements, every connection representing one bit of information. How many neurons do each of us have? Maybe 100 billion, comparable to the number of stars
I
in the
need to
Milky
put
Way
800
galaxy.
on 3 and 5.
There are something like 100
think it's gonna be
trillion
5?
neural connections.
I'm doing this in honor of him.
This
Well, shit, I gotta do 5 too now.
marvelous network of neurons has been called an enchanted loom,
Bro, you can.
where
Oh wait, I bought them
millions
all.
of flashing shuttles weave a dissolving pattern. Even in sleep, the brain is pulsing and throbbing and
No,
flashing
this is the one.
with the complex business of human life, dreaming, remembering,
on that.
Whole orchestras play inside our heads. The landscape of the human cerebral cortex is deeply furrowed, and there's a good reason for it. These convolutions greatly increase the surface area available for information storage in a skull of limited size. The world of thought is roughly divided into 2 hemispheres. Over there is the right hemisphere of the cerebral cortex. It's mainly responsible for pattern recognition, intuition, sensitivity, creative insights. And over here is the left hemisphere, presiding over rational, analytic, and critical thinking.
These are the 2 sides, the dual strengths, the essential opposites that characterize human thinking. Before us are the means for generating ideas and for testing their validity. There's a continuous dialogue going on between the 2 hemispheres of the brain.
Of 20 million volumes worth of information is inside the heads of every one of us. The brain is a very big place in a very small space.
Most of the books in the brain are up here in the cerebral cortex. Down there, in the basement of the brain, are the functions that our remote ancestors mainly depended on for survival. Aggression, child rearing, sex, the willingness to follow leaders blindly, lots of things that we can still recognize in our lives today. Of the higher brain functions, some of them, like reading, writing, speaking, seem to be located in particular places in the cerebral cortex. On the other hand, each memory seems to be stored in many separate locales in the brain. Old memories are in lots of places. Here's one of my earliest memories.
That's a good boy. Lunch is almost ready.
That was a long time ago. But its imprint has not faded in the library of this brain. But the brain does much more than just recollect. It intercompares, it synthesizes, it analyzes, it generates abstractions.
This use and restructuring of previous systems for new purposes is very much like the pattern of biological evolution.
Or consider Third Avenue. In the 17th century, you made your way uptown on foot or on horseback. A little later, there were coaches, the horses prancing, the coachmen cracking their whips. And then these were replaced by horse-drawn trolleys clanging along fixed tracks on this avenue. Then electrical technology developed, and a great elevated railway line was constructed called the Third Avenue L, which dominated this street
Until 1954, when it was utterly demolished.
Anyway, the L was then replaced by buses and taxi cabs, which still are the main forms of public transportation on Third Avenue. Now, as gasoline becomes a rare commodity, the internal combustion engine will be replaced by something else. Maybe public transport on Third Avenue in the 21st century will be by, I don't know, pneumatic tubes or electric cars. Every step in the evolution.
York Public Library contains some 10 million books.
That's more than 10 to the 14th bits of information in words. More than 100 trillion bits. And if we count pictures, it's something like 10 to the 15th bits of information. Now, that's more than 10,000 times the total number of bits of information in our genes. What an astonishing thing a book is. It's a flat object made from a tree with flexible parts on which are imprinted lots of funny dark squiggles. But one glance at it, you're inside the mind of another person. Maybe somebody dead for thousands of years. Across the millennia, an author is speaking clearly and silently inside your head, directly to you. Writing is perhaps the greatest of human inventions, binding together people who never knew each other, citizens of distant epochs. Books break the shackles of time. A book is proof that humans are capable of working magic. And this room is filled with magic. There were 10 million printed books in Europe. Learning became available to anyone who could read. Suddenly, books were being printed all over the world. Magic was everywhere.
It is 23 centuries since the founding of the Alexandrian Library. Since then, 100 generations have lived and died. If information were passed on merely by word of mouth, how little we should know of our own past. How slow would be our progress. Everything would depend on what we had been told, on how accurate the account. Ancient learning might be revered, but in successive retellings it would become muddled and then lost. Books permit us to voyage through time, to tap the wisdom of our ancestors. A library connects us with the insights and knowledge of the greatest minds and the best teachers, drawn from the whole planet and from all our history, to instruct us without tiring and to inspire us to make our own contributions to the collective knowledge of the human species. Again, intelligence might very well emerge, but anything closely resembling a human being would be unlikely.
There may be planets on which intelligent beings have not 10 to the 11th neurons each as we do, but 10 to the 20th or 10 to the 30th. I wonder what they would know. If we could make contact, there would be much in their brains that would be of enormous interest to ours.
And vice versa. I think extraterrestrial intelligence, even beings astonishingly more evolved than we, will be curious about us, about what we know, how we think, the course of our evolution, the prospects for our future. But in fact, we have sent the very impulses you are hearing, reflecting the emotions, ideas, and memories of one human being, on a voyage to the stars. In August and September 1977, 2 Voyager spacecraft were launched on an epic journey to the outer solar system and beyond. Their scientific mission was to explore the giant planets. First Jupiter and its satellites, and then Saturn and its system of moons. Close encounters with these great worlds accelerate the Voyager spacecraft out of the solar system. Perhaps in the distant future, beings of an alien civilization will intercept these ships. They will examine our spacecraft and understand much about our science and technology. But a machine alone can tell only so much about its makers. So each bears a golden phonograph record with not only the brainwaves of a woman from Earth, but also an anthology of the music and pictures and sounds of our planet, including greetings in 60 human languages and the salutations of the humpback whales. The record cover bears instructions on how to hear the sounds and see the pictures encoded on the disc, including some snapshots from the family album of a distant world.
Increase speed.
Captain's log, supplemental. The Haradan rendezvous is still 11 hours away. I am about to re-enter the world of Dixon Hill, this time properly dressed. An experience like this is more enjoyable when shared, so I've invited our fiction expert, Whalen, to accompany me. Dr. Crusher will join us shortly. Ready for San Francisco, Mr. Whalen?
More than ready, sir.
Well, if it's anything like last time, I'm sure you won't be disappointed.
Permission to accompany you, sir. I am totally versed in the genre of the period.
Well, shall we?
Hey, Dix, how's Trix?
Oh, she's fine.
He actually thinks you're Dixon Hill.
Say, Mac, I would like to buy a newspaper too, but I don't have any money.
Hey, you catch me next time, huh, Dix?
Thank you. Hitler on the move. Roosevelt presses Congress for British aid. DiMaggio Street reaches 37.
DiMaggio, sir.
No, he's not. He's from South America.
Yeah. He's got a nice tan.
Hey, look. I should have listened to her. She told me someone was trying to kill her.
Captain, she's a page from a book. That's all she ever was.
Where's Captain Picard?
He's on ice.
Pardon?
He's being grilled.
What is he, a fish?
He's being interrogated. They think he committed a murder. Move your set.
Why aren't we all being interrogated?
Ensign Crusher, you able to attend to duty?
Up. Yes, sir.
Then do so, and let the bridge know that all is well down here.
Aye, sir.
It's gone, sir. Without Laura, it had no way to reach us. And we're overdue for our computer refit. Number one, have you ever considered whether data is more human or less human than we want?
I only wish we were all as well balanced, sir.
Agreed. Captain's log, stardate 41636.9. As feared, our examination of the 7-year overdue Federation freighter Odin, disabled by an asteroid collision, revealed no life signs.
Angel 1 is a Class M planet, sir, supporting carbon-based flora and fauna, sparsely populated with intelligent life forms. It is similar in technological development to mid-20th century Earth. Angel 1 has evolved into a constitutional oligarchy. It is governed by a parliamentary body consisting of 6 elected mistresses and headed by a female they refer to as the Elected One.
It sounds like my own planet.
Klingons appreciate strong women.
Fight.
Diplomatic courtesy
Bop.
call is neither expected
Bop.
nor required. We also
Bop.
come in
Why is
search
there like 10
of possible
nakeds?
survivors from one of our freighters.
Wait, guys, we should all be peaceful and go to mining
Will
outposts.
be tolerated.
Oh.
They've broken off transmission.
Let's all go to mining outposts, guys. Let's all go to mining outposts. Wait, kill that rogue. Kill it.
boys will team up.
What is this attitude? On Kabatris, I had to wait first to meet with the leadership council.
You and this 36-year-old guy, you guys should team up together.
This objection doesn't have anything to do with the fact
You guys would
that
make
Bianca
a
is
good
woman,
team.
and an attractive one.
And you don't want to team?
I can't. I have a team.
Okay.
This is quite unnecessary, Doctor. I'm fine.
Hello,
You're infected with the virus, Captain.
Yo, boat, please give me a ride somewhere, dude. Please, I'm begging you, bro. Please, turn around, bro. I'm begging, please.
In less than friendly territory, and in addition, I have
Fucking dickheads.
You have an appointment in your cabin, Captain, with your bed.
What do you think?
Well, I gotta say, it's kind of sexy.
the Doctor Bridge.
LaForge here.
Status report.
82 more reported cases of the virus, sir.
I'm sorry. I'm getting sick.
And I still haven't heard anything about giving our kids' teachers a raise. It's been what? 5 years? At least 5 years. It's been 5 years since our teachers have had a raise. What do you plan to do about that?
Well, I can certainly look into that.
Oh.
What Daniel means is that he is pro-schools. And if that means giving the teachers the raises they deserve, then this administration will see that it gets done.
Terrible damn liar, you know that? Y'all aren't in a fight or something, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, man, I'm sorry. I just thought y'all were the couple that never argued, you know?
No, it's just... It just feels like there's something Lois isn't doing.
Where have you been?
Just went for a walk.
School ended 3 hours ago.
Well, I left before first period.
Did something happen?
I mean, Annika looked right through me like I didn't even exist. But don't worry, I didn't tell her from some weird alien dimension that imploded.
So he did say something.
Lana, he didn't say anything.
I'm sorry, it's just... Kyle can be so frustrating. I mean, it doesn't matter how many times I ask him, he just...
Avoids the question?
It makes me feel like he's hiding something from me.
But then acts like somehow you're to blame for wanting to know what's wrong.
Exactly.
Even though all you're trying to do is help, it turns into some kind of argument, and then that makes you the bad guy.
Are we still talking about Kyle?
Things haven't been great with me and Lois lately.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yes, of course.
Okay. Good talk.
Wait, does that mean that Mom's not gonna talk to us now, or?
Oh, no. No, you're gonna hear more than a few words from her. I think things are gonna get back to normal around here. Finally.
What is it?
Look, John, I could use your help.
What kind of help?
Figuring out what caused that earthquake.
Inside the mines filled with extra. Listen, my focus is on...
Fucking assholes. Just Arctic suit bitches. Motherfuckers.
He's
down
not
here.
gonna be helpful. What about you?
Nothing that makes sense yet.
But I'm gonna help her see what we can find.
Can you call Coach Gaines? Tell him I'm gonna be late.
What about this morning?
I'll be fine. I gotta go. Everyone okay? Get them out of here.
I'm Daniel.
You're one of the men responsible for saving us.
Yeah.
We owe you great thanks.
What will it take? A decree of the Gould System Lords, you will die with dishonor by the power of the Harakash.
Hear this. The days of the Gould System Lords are numbered. Tell them that I died with hope. My death only feeds the fire that burns strong in the Tok'ra.
Are you injured?
Dumb question. Thank you. I think.
Welcome.
Just so I can get out of here.
Parasite is dead.
Sir, it's possible the beacon we detected with the melt was activated remotely upon impact. If there's anyone left in those forward sections, I doubt they could have survived, sir.
There should be an indication somewhere, but how long were they crashed?
Sir, these people are alive. At least they're in some form of cryogenic sleep. Any civilization without faster-than-light technology would have to resort to something like this in order to cross the vast distances between stars. Otherwise, it would take an entire generation or more. And given the effects of relativity...
We've got a shipload of frozen.
That would be the more succinct way of putting it, yes, sir.
Their current state's probably protected them from the impact.
Of them you think there are?
From the configuration of the ship's exterior, I would say 4 compartments of varying size.
All right, we'll do a quick head count.
Man, getting fucked by Thor, begging for more and more and more. Thor's huge, hard 12-inch cock, fucking Batman. Batman's butthole in the air, butter boy hole, begging to be fucked. Yo, Batman, Thor, fucking you, boy. Batman begging for more and more and more. More and more and more. Fuck pig more. Oinking and oinking and oinking. Yo, Thor, huge hard cock, hard as a rock. Yo, John Wicks, Keanu Reeves, gonna fucking Adela. Adela's black boy hole, gonna be fucked deeper than you ever been fucked before. Yo. Butthole in the air, begging. Yo, Keanu Reeves, fuck that boy. Fucking and fucking and fucking. Fucking and fucking and fucking. Getting fucked and fucked and fucked 40 naked niggas. Cock ship landing. Yo, grog boys. Yo, Prince Harry, sucking and sucking and sucking Spider-Man's huge hard cock, hard as a rock. Fucking and fucking and fucking your throat, boy. Feeding you huge load of cum. Cum a-flowing, cum a-flowing, cum a-flowing. Yo, Prince Harry, swallow all that cum, boy. You love sucking big hard cocks, boy. Huge hard cock, ram it deep down your throat, boy. Yo, Spider-Man, fucking and fucking and fucking that boy. Feeding that boy loads and loads of cum. Yo, Prince Harry, begging and begging for more. Fuck pig a whore. Fuck pig a whore. Yo, Prince Harry, you love being butt fuck, boy. You jerk black cocks, gonna fucking fuck you, boy. After one, gonna feed you loads and loads of cum. Yo,